This episode is brought to you by Sir Charles Hard Cider, which is proudly brewed in Philadelphia by Original 13 Cider Works. Visit their tasting room on American Street to enjoy their cider, as well as locally sourced food from their kitchen. Look for Sir Charles Hard Cider in local establishments and visit sircharlescider.com for more information.
Welcome back.
What is up? This is our second show of the day.
We are.
This has been a hella productive. It was supposed to be like an extremely busy weekend doing other things, but it ended up being a very spaces weekend.
A very spaces weekend. That's a good way to put it.
I think that might be a show title. A lot happened. Let's talk about all things that didn't happen. We were supposed to have dinner with a friend. I read the calendar wrong.
Yep.
You know, I just want to say technology is only as good as the person that's using it.
Yeah.
So you can have a Siri or a smartphone or whatever you want, but if you read a Friday instead of a Saturday, and you double book your Friday, leaving your homie and his girlfriend at, you know, the taco joint by themselves, you're not a super great person at the moment.
I mean, I know you, and I know that's not your usual steez, and I know how bad you feel about that.
Yeah.
So it's okay, baby.
I'm just saying. So, what's up?
When you did make those plans, we were so busy, so you were probably, because we've had a busy couple weeks.
Yeah, things have been popping off on a major level. So we were supposed to record a show. Well, we initially thought that we were going to do the 3 Black films on Friday after a hard day's work. Saturday morning, we were going to go to the Podcasting 101, where your very own, myself, Mark, was doing a panel on podcasting. And then we thought that night we were going to go out with the homie, meet his girlfriend, and at the taco joint. That's all on Saturday. And then on Sunday we were going to record Lulu and Pop. And then we were going to go to Jersey to get sushi with my dad. And wasn't there something else planned for? Oh, and then in the meantime, in between time, I had to do cover art for a new show that we're launching on the Spaces Network, and also get the timeline and all the details ready for Eat the Right Thing for our meeting on Tuesday.
And then it was like someone took a snow globe and the snow was settled and shook it up.
Right.
That's the analogy of our weekend.
Yeah.
In so many ways.
It feels like, have you ever been like playing with like an Etch-a-Sketch and you got really good and then like you might shake the table and it just erases some shit and you're just like,
what do I do now?
Yeah, that's what it felt like. We double booked Friday. We ended up recording 2 episodes of the 3 Black films, which was cool. Our Saturday was open after the freak snowstorm and the Podcasting 101. And Sunday, we didn't do shit. I mean, we did a lot, but we didn't go to Jersey. We Grubhubbed
breakfast.
Yes.
And then we Instacarted our groceries for the week.
Yes. And we took a walk to a spot. And honestly, I thought you were going to be more into that. What is it? Time and Volt?
Vault and Vine.
Volt and Vine. I thought you were going to be more. Why is it called Volt and Vine? Do you think that's like a street or something?
I don't know.
I thought you were going to be more into Volt and Vine than you were.
It was crowded. It was really crowded.
Yeah, you didn't want none of that shit. You didn't want no drink. You didn't want no waffle.
I didn't want to spend. I mean, there was nothing that I was like in love. I wasn't hungry.
Right.
And we had alcohol at the house.
Yes.
And it's like I get paid in 2 days, so it's been 2 weeks since I've got a payday, and it's Christmas season, shopping season. So I'm not trying to spend no money really, unless it was something that was like I needed, which I don't need nothing but wanted, you know?
Yeah. Speaking of, so the holiday season is upon us.
It sure is.
And every holiday season, my job, which will remain anonymous, throws a very white Christmas party.
And not like Snow White.
No. We are talking extremely Caucasian.
Yeah.
And it's usually like a handful of black people there. I think there was one guy has like an Asian significant other. I think there's a couple Hispanics here or there, but for the most part, I would say you were there.
I was there.
First of all, we slayed.
We did. I haven't posted a picture on Lulu and Pop yet.
I mean, you can do it for the cover art for this time.
It might be us.
Yeah,
I feel that confident in our outfits.
I came through with the black suit with the gold tie with the barrel twist locks. Mm-hmm. And you came through with the gold sequins freakum dress.
Naturally.
With the hills. Mm-hmm. And it was weird. Like this is our second one. We went to one earlier and it was on a boat in Philly.
And I think that one wasn't as in your face because the boat was so long and there were so many different rooms that you couldn't really tell who all was there.
Right.
But this place, everyone was basically in one room.
Yes.
And just to give people like a general visual
aid?
Yeah.
Yeah. Or visualize?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you, Boo.
I got you.
There was like, it's a couple hundred people. It's not like a small 30-something, 50-something Christmas party.
I would say it's it's roughly 300.
It was like, I can compare that to prom.
It did feel very prom-y.
A lot of it felt very prom-y.
Yeah, I felt like my prom was bigger, but it felt very much like, I don't think 300 is not, I think that's an overestimation. Maybe there was like two something.
Yeah, it was a decent amount of people.
Yeah. No,
and
I think 300 might do it because it was split in half. There's that whole side of the tables that we couldn't see because it was on the other side of the dance floor.
It was like 1% diverse.
Yeah.
1%.
It was 99% white. But like you were there. And like whenever I like and the reason I say that is because we on the ride home you were telling me and what were you saying, like even as a white person? It
was hella white.
Right. Like when it was just like
everyone was kind of very much the same genre of person. There wasn't much even differences in people. Like I think I was the only one of maybe two people with tattoos out.
Yes.
And last year, remember they pulled that shit?
Last year they cropped out your tattoos in all of the pictures.
Everyone else had full fucking body shots. I saw it. You sent me the link, and I noticed that immediately because I was like, it's something where you dress up, so you want a picture of you both looking nice. And this dude cropped from my shoulder up, so our heads were fucking huge. And I was like, why would I want a picture from the fucking shoulder up? Like, I don't need a headshot of me and my husband.
It was a couple's headshot. It looked like we were about to sell some real estate.
And I had a sleeveless dress on last year.
You did. Which looked good. I actually remember, like that, like those pictures popped up in my Facebook, and it was like 1 year ago. Yeah,
we had someone else take our pictures that, so you'd see what we actually wore. But that's the type of crowd it is. It's the type of crowd that'll crop out anyone with a fucking tattoo in it because that is not the image they want to project. Yeah.
It was extremely, and the funny thing was, is like it was so white that even the way they serve food, it transcended hip culture whiteness.
It was almost like
it was small plate,
but it was like the way it was presented. It was like Urban Outfitters. If they had a restaurant, I guess.
Damn, that is so true.
Because everything was
not even urban; it's more like anthro.
Yeah, because we didn't pay. Like everything there was open bar.
Right.
The food was all free, but I would imagine it would be like anthro, where the tank top would be $99.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure like a Jack and Coke would be like a smooth $12.
These salads.
All right. Before we get into let's actually start with like the top. The hors d'oeuvres were popping. The hors d'oeuvres were popping, but the people serving the hors d'oeuvres were acting like car salesmen.
They were
like, "Can you please take some of this shrimp?"
My arm hurts.
And I was like, Miss, I can't walk around eating shrimp cocktails and talking to people. You ain't got no mints?
Yeah.
You're just going to just have me take a shrimp and a shot of horseradish and go about my day? I'm going to be stinky like a motherfucker. Hell no, I ain't doing that.
I think part of it, too, now that I look back, was them pre-warning us that the food selection was going to blow. And they were like, we got to fill them up on the apps because these motherfuckers are going to act a fool.
They didn't even know. We didn't even know.
We didn't know.
Okay, so we get downstairs, and now comes the food. Let's go from where we sat on over. I can kind of, I'll work it in.
Okay.
First, there was a bowl. I would say like a small bowl, like I think it's the equivalent of something someone would put.
Like a candy bowl?
Yeah, or I feel like a salsa bowl.
Like that bowl right there that I would put M&Ms in?
Very much. It was like the type of bowl that if you had a date over and you wanted to put some salsa in a bowl, you would use that size of bowl. It's not like full. It's not a big enough bowl for cereal, but it's like a big enough bowl to like put some dip in.
Yeah.
And they had barbecue sauce and one chicken wing in the bowl.
A singular small chicken wing.
Yes, and it was mainly bone. And a bunch of meat around it that didn't connect to the bottom of the bone. It was a very weird chicken wing. It looked like they cut the leg of the chicken off.
And then I'm like, what happened to the rest of that chicken?
I don't know. So that was like the furthest end. And then there was like a metal bowl of, well, that wasn't couscous.
It was risotto.
Risotto.
Like a cheese and mushroom risotto.
Right. Also in a very tiny metal bowl.
Also, side note, well, as you're describing all these foods, take into consideration that I'm vegetarian.
Yes.
And I don't fuck with dairy. So...
You're down too.
I'm down too.
In the middle of the room, so that was just one side of the room. In the middle of the room, there was a sushi bar.
Which was the most busy.
But they didn't have any bowls over there.
Nope.
So everyone was grabbing sushi, putting it on their plate, and then they were just drizzling soy sauce over the sushi like savages. And I was like, all right, well, I can't deal with this. So then we get over to your favorite portion.
So then that's this side of the room. So then, and this is like a ballroom.
Yes,
like,
it's huge.
It's big as shit.
Yeah.
So we're still hopeful at this point. Like there's got to be something on the other side that'll fill a plate.
Yes.
Like, God forbid something. So
Before you do that though, I must note there were no plates.
No, it wasn't. You had to collect everything. Everyone was getting up hella.
Okay, continue please.
So the next stop is the quote unquote salad bar, which was pre-portioned leafy greens.
Yes.
In a mini mason jar.
You must emphasize mini. It was not a full mason jar. It looked like it was
like the size of a cup.
It was like those mason jars you
cup.
get when you go to like Red Lobster and they give you like the little like desserts.
Dessert, yes.
It was exactly those.
So there was probably like 15 leaves in there. Like little leaves too.
I think it's great that they didn't fill that up.
No.
They left room for you to put toppings.
So then there was a topping situation where there was nuts and bacon and cheese and two weird dressings.
It was like one was kind of ranch-esque and one was kind of Italian-y. But it wasn't ranch and Italian. They were like cousins.
So that was the salad bar.
Oh, wait, I must say, though, before we move on to what was left on the other side of that room. I put one tomato, one cherry tomato, one walnut in a drizzle of dressing, and my mason jar was to the brim. Yep. I looked like a fat fucker. And all I did was put a tomato, one solo cherry tomato, one walnut.
We should have documented this, but we were so mad.
One walnut, one whole ass walnut. Like it wasn't crushed. It was like a big ass walnut.
Yeah.
And a drizzle, and it was full. Now, mind you, we're walking around holding these.
Yeah.
Because we're trying to have the one trip mentality.
And I kept thinking I would get to something substantial. I'm like, this is all quote unquote cute.
Yes.
but where's like the real food?
Right.
So there's one final table.
Yes.
In the corner that it looks like there's more something going on. So I'm like, oh, cool. So we get closer and I realize, well, that's meat too. So I'm already out.
Yes.
It was
about a 2-inch slice of rib, served on top of what is fancy grits.
Gratin? Oh no, it's not all gratin. It looked like it should have been mashed potatoes, but it wasn't.
It tastes like grits, but it has a name in the community. It's like pletov.
Oh, okay. I know. Yeah, it's a fancy bougie word.
Yeah, it rhymes with, because they were joking at the table that it rhymes with abortion.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know the word.
Me neither.
But
no, my bad. It rhymes with placenta.
Yeah, I don't know what it is. Pimenta?
Maybe. It's really, really similar to it. Because the guy was like, and I was just like, oh, God.
So, yeah, that was the last table. And it was served in the world's tiniest skillet.
It was so cute.
We should have taken one of those.
It looks like the skillets that they usually have in boxes where you can bake cookies.
And then but it was smaller. So, at this point, I have a little jar of salad.
Yes.
And then I see a bruschetta table, which was meant to be an appetizer table, but there was still hella little pieces. And it wasn't even like the big poofy Italian bread. It was those bread crackers. Yeah,
it was the ones that I think that's what croutons look like before you like break them.
And I thought they had little plates for them. Yeah. And I was and at the point I realized I was fucked. And it's open bar. So it's like, I'm going to be fucked up. So at that point I'm trying to put on as much little tiny breads on a plate as possible because I'm like, this needs to fill me. Mm-hmm. So I bring my little salad and my little bread back to the table. Yes. For all that. Yes. I do end up going back to the sushi table after it clears to get some California roll.
Yes. Poorly made sushi.
But all you can, like, you can't eat that much sushi, and sushi doesn't fill you up.
Getting full off sushi is a gross sensation to me. It's like getting full off of Mentos. It's like, why would you eat quarter foods to get full?
It was the weirdest fuck small plate. Yeah. I can't, like, if that is that is probably one of my most hated trends of right now.
Small plate.
Small plate.
Yeah, small plate's not great. I'm not a fan of small plate. And then there was lots of dancing, lots of awkward dancing. I think they played Bodak Yellow in the beginning, and then people were like, "That's too much." What? These are murder shoes? No, we can't do that.
DJ almost got fired.
We can't do that at all. And then from then on, it was just the whitest music you could think of.
Yeah. Yeah, they played Journey.
Yeah. And after a while, I started dancing because it's just like what else am I going to do? You have to feel the rhythm. You know? There's a fire pit that had an outrageous flame to it. That flame was like 4 feet tall.
It was a cold night.
Yeah.
It was too. I would have liked to have been out there more, but it was too cold.
Yep. And that was the Christmas party. It was
Oh, and then the dessert was bullshit too.
The dessert was still cookies.
Yep.
That we took hella cookies and we took hella them chocolates. You know what I found out is that one of my coworkers was telling me at work that the following day he was like, "Yeah, we stayed till pretty much everyone almost left." And then he was like, and then afterwards him and his girlfriend went around and they took everyone's sacks of chocolates because they were like, "Yo, those chocolates are mad expensive."
I thought about that too, actually.
So they went and got mad things of chocolates, and I was like, Lauren totally would have did that.
Oh yeah, I would have been like, "Baby, get my big purse from the car. We're about to fill up."
Oh man! So that was the holiday party, and that was cool. I mean, it is what it is. It was free, so
it was free. That's why I'm not
can't bitch too much about free. I just think it was very funny.
It was, and it was just we were so hungry afterward.
Oh man, what did we do? We ended up eating. Did we eat here? Did we order something? I thought we got a sandwich or something, right?
I don't know if I just went to bed.
Right.
I think I was over it.
Yeah.
I think it was just like I'd eaten sushi and cookies, so my body was like, "What the?" And then champagne and whiskey. So
yeah, you're on this crazy champagne kick. Like once you hit 30, you were like, "Give me all of the fanciest drinks." Are you too good for a citywide?
No, a citywide would make me vomit. I can't do shots no more. I did a shot on Halloween, and what happened?
Did you throw up?
I sure did. I remember as soon as we got home.
Yeah, that's true. Sure did. I don't want to say I don't know who you are because I see you every day, but I mean, this is who you are. You can't take citywides.
Nope.
I remember Lauren used to take them to the face.
But that's a common, like anyone I talk to now, that's like,
yeah,
that I was friends with 5 years ago.
Yeah.
That we all used to do shots together. Everyone's like, oh, I can't. Everyone's like, no.
I can still do shots.
I can do like a mixed, like froofy shot.
No, I can do like a straight, give me like fucking wild turkey.
I know.
I will drink it. I'll drink a couple of them.
Oof.
I'm still out here. Yeah. So that was cool. I mean, it was what it was. Hopefully, it is what it is. There's nothing else. There's like not much more.
I'm just gonna end it with small plate is the worst.
I would agree. Only time I think small plate I've ever been excited with small plate was when they're like $2 to $3 like sushi joints and you grab them off. Those are dope. Or if it's a big group and and they're cheap. Like if it's like a 2 to 3, it's like a $5 small plates, and you're sharing them with a lot of people, and the drinks are flowing. It's like a happy hour or something, like you're getting like lots of shareable foods. Then small plates not bad. But if small plates for dinner and you have to order like $13 small plates, no,
I'm not fucking. I'm gonna leave. I also feel like at this point in life, I'm just gonna be like, we'll have a drink here, and then we're gonna go get some sandwiches down the street.
Yeah, at this point, I feel like if people get offended, that's fine.
Yep.
I'm cool.
You can make fun of me, that's fine. I don't give a shit.
I am completely secure at my shit.
Yeah.
I pay taxes. I don't like that, and this is the type of person that I am now. Like, this is what's up. Like, I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care. I sit in traffic for 45 minutes. Fuck you.
Yeah.
I'm a fucking adult. I am adulting so hard. I got a gray hair. You can suck my dick. That's what I tell them. That's what I think. You know? So, on to some funner, exciting stuff.
I mean, that was fun.
That was fun. It was fun.
I knew when we podcasted next, I was like, I wanted to talk shit.
It was fun. It's just draining because I think sometimes when I complain about how Caucasian it is, I'm like, but you don't understand. Like, I'm cool with white folks. It's not like I'm one of those type of people that like get in the room and be like, oh, these white people, no.
Yeah,
but I'm like, it's so middle America Caucasian-esque. Like,
they all have one black friend.
I think I am that black friend.
But then that's how they, defend themselves if someone accuses them of saying some racist shit,
I really think I am that black friend that I am the black person they have the most interaction with in media. That's it. And it's whatever.
Speaking of being black in the media.
Oh, shit. Segue. So Saturday morning, I was invited by J. Scott Smith to join the PAJAB, which is the Philadelphia Association of Black Journalists Podcasting Panel 101 at the Philadelphia CAM, which might be a good scouting location for future Spaces events. We'll see how it rolls out.
I'm hopeful.
I'm hopeful too. I'm extremely hopeful. And it was an awesome event. I was up there and I was representing Spaces. There was Jerry. She had what was the name of her podcast? It was like FBI. I think it was FBI Code Cases or FBI Retired Case Files Review. Oh my God! If you type in FBI, one of hers is like the first one.
That's what she was saying during the podcast. Yeah, not the podcast, the panel.
Yeah, I mean her shit is popping, and the SEO is everywhere. I'm actually gonna. Yeah, it was great. And then we met with Jay Scott has JSC Radio, and Trinae had Sunday Conversations. And it was great, man. It felt so good being in a room and then just like people wanting to podcast and get the information. and I put my card on every seat, and hopefully we can expand the Spaces brand and bring those stories out. Like, but go ahead.
I would say it was really cool.
Yeah.
To see a crowd that was so engaged.
Right. That was like aggressively engaged.
Like people were raising their hands.
Yes.
Like constantly with questions.
People were getting mad that we were like not getting to them.
Yep.
And we were like, well, we're going in order. You know, there's like an order to it. But oh man, that was
it was awesome. It was awesome to see that type of excitement for podcasting. And to see that so many people are so interested.
Yeah. And I also thought, like, while there, it made me realize that creating this company we're really going in the right direction.
It's so important.
It is so important because the questions people were asking me were questions that I didn't think needed to be answered.
Yes.
You know? Because like the one guy who said, how do you walk into how do you exist in this space where there's little to no black people? Like, how do you do that? And I think he was trying to say, do we not act black? Do we present your shows without color in them? And like, I was taken back for a minute.
Yeah. And when someone asked Jerry if people knew she was black. Yeah. And I remember thinking her picture's everywhere. Yeah. And that was her response. She was like, my picture's out there.
Yeah, like I love Jerry.
She is an amazing woman.
She is, and she is a 60-year-old black woman who came through with a blue skirt, some knee-high black boots, and blue hair. Yeah. And she's making moves.
She's an inspiration.
She damn near convinced me to sign up for
Pod Movement.
Pod Movement, but I'm still on the fence. I mean, 270 is.
They're not accepting speakers yet. It's like when you click on that page. Yeah. Because I think you would be a good candidate for that.
We could try.
I mean, my baby is one hell of a public speaker.
Oh, well, thank you. Look at you. But you were in the audience. What did you think? Like, did you feel like the event was informative?
Yeah, I feel like it was very. I mean, I know a lot of stuff already, like that was addressed. Yeah. Because I am in the podcasting world already. Right. A lot of those people there, because this was a 101, so this was like ground zero. Yes. So there were some very basic questions that, I mean, a lot, like the lady next to me didn't have a notepad, so I gave my notepad to her.
She was so sweet. She tried to offer you a mint.
A cough drop.
A cough drop. That is such a black woman in church thing to do.
She was a sweet, sweet lady. Yeah. But I thought it was awesome, and I knew too, like the turnout was great, and it was hella snowing and hella shitty out. So I can't even like, you know how many people didn't show up because of the snow?
I can only imagine. And not only that, it was 9 a.m.
It was early. Yeah.
It was 9 a.m. We had to get let in by like the buildings association. Like it was that early, and people came through, and some people left before we had time to wrap it up. So hopefully, they may be hearing this, or they got my cards and I can help them, get their shit out. But it was dope. You know what, the one thing though, and I would love to like conversate on it a little bit, is when the one lady was telling us like that she got to a point where she felt like her voice didn't matter.
Yeah, that was very upset. I wanted to hug her.
Yeah. Like I want to work with her so bad.
We didn't get her card. She didn't have a card, did she?
She didn't have a card, but she got one of my cards.
Yeah, hopefully she reaches out.
Yeah. But that's so, and she was an older woman, and she has been she still works in media.
She sure do.
She's a camera woman, and she like does production on a regular, and she's like, I've trained myself to be in a way where, and you know what, at my job, I do that. Yeah. Like I can see myself getting to the point because I have spaces. So I'm like, I don't really like, I know where to put the bulk of my voice. If they don't want to hear me, I'm not going to fight for them to hear me. I have this whole platform that is built around hearing me. Yep. And it was that was like, it was really like a gut punch. And she was on point. She was in the front row. She was offering suggestions.
Yeah, she was an amazing woman too. She was very intelligent.
Yeah.
She knew her shit.
Yeah.
She could definitely have her own show.
I think so. And it was just a very eye-opening, and she said, you are doing great. She told me we were doing great work. Mm-hmm. And she said, keep doing it. And that shit felt sincere. Mm-hmm. It felt like we were really, really accomplishing something large. And so hopefully we have more of those. I mean, at this point, I would like to do my own. Mm-hmm. You know, I feel like there's room for me to do this somewhere.
Definitely.
Someplace to have this type of an event.
Productions, Podcasting 101.
Yeah, I would like to do it maybe like it's like a series or something. Mm-hmm. Like I think that would be a great way to connect with people and engage and really get the community invested. You know, I think just finding a venue would be, because he was like, I would like to do this once a year, and I was like, I think we can do this every 3 months.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? I don't know how much it costs, but
yeah, I mean, as we know, planning an event is trying.
Yeah, I would definitely say the event that we planned was a very large event in a short period of time. I know you feel like 2 months is like a decent amount of time, but yeah, when we would plan events at my previous job, it would be like 6 to 8 months of planning. Mm-hmm. You know, and then it would be a 3-day event. So even then, if you were to take away, it still was like a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I would have preferred to have, I don't know, an extra month. Mm-hmm. Like, 1 extra month. Like, give me 3 months for an event of that caliber. You know, it was like a 5-hour event. Mm-hmm. 5 shows. If we were just throwing, like, a meet and greet and there was just drinks and nothing else, that's easy. You know?
Yeah.
If we were just going to have an event where, like, people just came through, had drinks, played music, and we just shook hands and kissed babies, that's easy.
That's easy, too, yeah.
We did 5 live shows and then 2, like, introductions.
Mm-hmm. We had food, we had drinks, we had merch.
And then didn't charge.
Nope.
You know, like, that was quite the feat. And it was our first time. It wasn't like we did it ourselves. Mm-hmm. Very impressive. Mm-hmm. Looking all cute next to me. So that was awesome. I look forward to doing it again, and hopefully we can do, like, so much more of it. And like you said, it was snowing out.
It was hella snowing.
I like it when it snows.
I like it when it snows when I don't have to be out in it.
Right. I like it when it snows only because I just know when it's come close to Christmas, I always dream of the white Christmas.
That's true. And we haven't had snow in December in a while.
Yeah. Remember that one time we had snow in October? Like, damn near died. I was like so
sick. It
snowed
it was Halloween.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Look at that.
Because I didn't go out. Mm-hmm. Because I was like, no. Mm-hmm. It was like a sleet, snow, horrifying thing. I didn't have time for it.
It didn't snow when you were a kid on Halloween? I mean, on Christmas?
On Christmas?
I felt like it snowed more when I was a kid. Yes. I remember, like, snowball fights.
It snowed. Well, it was...
Like, December was a snowy time for me.
November was a snowy time in the Poconos, but that was back then. I meant, like, as an adult, like, in Philly.
Yeah.
The last couple of Christmases have been pretty warm.
Oh, that's what's global warming. We're all going to die.
Yeah.
What were your favorite, like, holidays? Like, what were when you think back to those Christmases in the Poconos when little Lauren was doing the robot and, like, cute little Sunday dresses? Mm-hmm. What was your, like, do you have a standout Christmas holiday?
I was lucky enough that when I was younger, we had those, like, fucking TV movie Christmases.
Right.
My grandma threw an awesome Christmas. Mm-hmm. And so my grandparents were very financially well off. I think there was some mob business. I don't know. Don't really want to say. Not sure. But they had. I just remember my sister used to always say they had money during the Depression.
Damn.
They were never poor.
Oh, that's something.
But my parents, younger, they were poor. And I didn't know this until I was way older. My grandparents used to actually pay for Christmas at our house. So Santa would come to our house and we would have presents. And then Santa would go to my grandma's house. We would have presents there, like a stocking. Rose? Yeah, Grandma Rose.
Okay.
She lived for her grandchildren. Like, we were the only four. She threw, like, you know, it was the type of Christmases where the aunts, the uncles, the great-grandparents, it was like, you know, there was 20 people there on Christmas.
Right.
And it was, like, happy.
Yeah.
She was, like, made to host Christmas.
Did she cook?
Oh, yeah, she cooked.
What was, like, the dish?
Well, she cooked everything. She cooked the turkey. She cooked the lasagna.
I know. But what was like, I can't wait. For you, what was that dish that Grandma Rose would make that when you saw it, you were like, I already got a spot on my plate for you?
I mean, I was a simple kid. It was like mashed potatoes.
Really?
And gravy. I love mashed potatoes.
Mashed potatoes and gravy?
Oh,
was it giblet gravy?
Actually, no.
You don't like giblet gravy?
Maybe I was eating it. I'm not sure.
It has like chunks of shit in it?
My great-grandma used to make, it was a brownie mint dessert.
Ooh.
That we all used to, and it had frosting. It was like the dessert that we were obsessed with. So usually she would come through, because she lived down the street, she would come through with that.
Okay.
So.
That's not bad. What was like a standout toy for you? Like, what was something that you really wanted and then you got it and you lost your shit?
When I found out, I didn't actually get the animal, but I got a cage because I could get a guinea pig. And I remember being super hype.
Yeah?
Yeah.
How hype? Did you already have a name for it?
No, I didn't name her till I met her.
What?
Yeah.
How do you know it was a her?
Well, I didn't know it was a her until I met her. Now I could say she was a she.
How'd you know?
What do you mean?
Guinea pigs got nuts?
The pet store person tells you.
Oh. 'Cause I thought it was just like all...
They gotta tell you, because what if you don't question what you get, and then you get guinea pig babies? You know, if you buy two, you buy a boy and a girl.
I mean, at that point, you helping them raise a family.
Although they did mess up on Heather's. They told hers was a girl. She named her Blossom.
Blossom was a dude?
Someone babysat Blossom when we were away, and she had guinea pigs, and she was like, she took Blossom out because she was like, Blossom was acting weird around the girls. And then we realized Blossom was a boy.
What was Blossom doing around the girls?
I don't know what they do. I was too young, because I was super young when that happened. But so, at that point, she had that guinea pig for like a year.
Oh,
so
shut the fuck up. So hold up. Wait. All right. How old were you?
I mean, I was little. Like, Heather was probably in junior high.
Shut the fuck. So she was like a smooth 13 or 14? So
I was little.
If she was 13,
I was like 7?
Yeah.
I was too little to like comprehend.
That's so funny. You were like, why is Blossom tackling the other guinea pigs?
But so, Blossom at that point had already had his name for so long that we were like, can't change his name now. So he was like a boy named Blossom.
I mean, that's cool. He doesn't respond to it.
I remember Melissa had a baby carriage. She'd push him around in her baby carriage.
Blossom?
With a little blanket on him.
Did he sit? He would sit for that? He wouldn't try to run?
No, he would just chill. He was a chill guinea pig.
Until he got some guinea pig booty.
Apparently, I think.
And then he just was like, yo, what is your name?
My guinea pig was not chill. She was kind of a bitch. She bit everyone. She bit the dog's tongue when he tried to lick her.
Oh, wow.
You just hear him cry. Like, Matilda bit Randy. But what's funny the funniest thing about guinea pigs was because they love carrots.
Really?
And, yes.
Okay.
And so, they can associate you opening the fridge with carrots. So if you would open the fridge, she would start squeaking. Because she thought she was getting a carrot.
Oh, did you ever in that little ball?
Well, that was a gerbil. Guinea pigs get fat.
How fat is fat?
Like, some of them look like rabbits without ears.
Shut the fuck up.
I used to have this little thing she used to go in, like a nest in. Yeah. It was like a PVC pipe.
Yeah. Did she get stuck?
She got too fat. We had to take it out because like her whole body, like she would try to get in it and she wouldn't be able to fit. So my parents were like, "You gotta take that out. She's gonna get stuck." And I felt bad because I knew that was like her safe space.
Yeah. So did she get a new safe space?
No.
No. What? How old did she live?
she lived maybe 4 years. I was really upset when she died. Not upset, it's Heather. Heather stayed home from school.
How long did Blossom live?
Blossom died when Heather was in high school.
So guinea pigs don't live long? Not like dogs?
No, 4 years. They're rodents. Rodents don't live very long.
I don't know shit about rodents.
They're like a bigger rodent.
Yeah. You would think, oh, okay. So maybe like a mouse would outlive a guinea pig because...
No, I think they're bigger so they live longer.
Well, don't smaller dogs live longer than bigger dogs?
Yeah.
That same theory doesn't apply?
No.
That sucks. So...
let's talk about your Christmas now that we've...
That's fine. I had a really... So, I remember I had some really, really dope Christmases, and I will tell you, because I'm from a divorce home. Mm-hmm. So, I wouldn't necessarily always have two Christmases, but sometimes I would have two Christmases in a way. Or two very different Christmas experiences. Mm-hmm. So I will tell you about two of them. The best Christmas I had with my dad, and the best Christmas I had with my mom. So with my dad, there was this one Christmas where I don't know what in his spirit convinced him, but he flew my mom and my two little brothers up to Jersey. And I was older. I was maybe I was in high school. I think I was middle school. Maybe, I don't know how old you are in middle school, like 7th grade. I was in 7th grade.
That's like 11, 12.
Yeah. And at that point, by the time I was 11, 12, like when they got divorced, I was in the 2nd grade.
So it'd been 5 years about.
So, I guess so.
Yeah.
I thought it would have been a little bit longer. The 2nd grade to the 7th grade? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I guess so. Felt like forever. But we actually, we all had Christmas together. And it was cool. And he got us these big ass TVs. Like back in those days, like if you got like a 32-inch TV.
Oh yeah.
You were like a
fancy
boss.
Yeah.
He had two of these big ass giant color TVs. And I remember being like, this is too much.
This is too good.
This is too much.
Yeah.
What is happening? This is like, and I remember having the thought, like, I loved it, but I didn't want to love it.
Yeah.
Because I knew it wasn't real.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like, somewhere inside of me, I knew this was the last time this would ever happen. Mm. So it was like, I loved it, but I didn't want to love it like it would happen next year. Because I knew it wouldn't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it was really great. It was a magical Christmas. With my mom, when we were younger, we got a lot of like Toys for Tot shit. Mm-hmm. And like one year, we got everything. We got bikes.
Wow.
We got giant toys. And it was like I still believed in Santa Claus at that point. And we lived in the hood. We lived in like Oakview Village, which is like a southern ghetto. And it was bad because there was generations of people that lived there and never left. Like Miriam, who would babysit us, she never left Greenville, South Carolina. I think she maybe went to Atlanta once or twice in her lifetime. And she was like a 45-year-old woman who never left. And she had her daughters that were there, and her grandma stayed in the other complex, like on the end, because there was like a section. I wouldn't call it retirement, but everyone on this one section of Oakview Village was old. And all the houses they didn't have steps. They all looked like townhouses. But they were all, like, no one was young over there. Everyone was very old. And all the houses smelled like butterscotch and, like, old shit. You know? And so, like, one Christmas we came through, and it was just, like, there was just so much shit. Like, our trees were never magnificent, but there was shit everywhere. Just G.I. Joes and like Ninja Turtles and Spider-Man toys. And we had these bikes. Everyone had bikes. And I was just like, this is like, yo, Santa came through so hard. And it wasn't until I got older that I was just like, my mom was like, yeah, a lot of that was Toys for Tots. And she had a professor when she was going to college who like didn't have any kids. and just bought hella shit.
That's awesome.
Yeah. It was really cool. And one more from my mom as an adult. This was like when I was old. I was like 18, 19. And by this point, Christmas wasn't that big of a deal for me. It was just like a whatever moment.
Yeah.
And my mom wanted me to help her pick out some stuff for my brothers. And it was like around the time that like the PlayStation 2 first came out. And there was Grand Theft Auto 3. And I was like, you need to get this system, get this game. They will fucking love it. And she was like, all right, cool. This is about 2001. I had just graduated high school. And I was living in South Carolina. And I was going to school at USC at the time for criminal justice. And I dropped out that same semester. And that Christmas, like, I was over my mom's. We were unwrapping stuff. And I was like, oh, yeah, this is cool. This is cool. And then there was, like, a box in the back. And I was like, what is this? This box is fucking huge. And I opened it up, and it was a PlayStation 2. And I was like, Mom, did you buy 2 PlayStation 2s? And she was like, yeah. Like, I got one for you, too. Aww. And I was like, shut the fuck up.
That's so adorable.
I know. And it was, like, my DVD player.
Yeah.
Like, I held to that PlayStation 2 forever. And all I was thinking was, like, those PlayStations were not cheap. No. They were $500. She spent $1,000 on 2 gifts. This was also when she was balling hardcore right before the economic bubble burst.
Yeah.
And she had like 8 or 9 different houses, and she was caking it up. And I always, like, thinking back, I always felt like extremely guilty now knowing what happened. Like,
you know
afterwards.
What? You know how happy it made her to see.
Oh, I was like,
know what I mean?
I was shitting rainbows.
Yeah. And
it wasn't like, every once in a while I get what I like to call uncontained joy.
Yeah.
Because I'm such a thinker.
Yeah.
And I analyze everything, and I'm always like limiting things. But every once and again, and it happens every once in a while, like when at our wedding when my dad covered like that bill. Yeah. And it was just like I started crying. Yeah. Uncontained joy. Yeah. Same thing, PlayStation 2.
Same.
So every once in a while, I get hit with just like a wave of just a great feeling that I don't think about, and I just accept it, and I just live in it. And yeah, so I would like to hear from our audience. Like, let us know your great Christmas stories.
Yeah, I need some happy ones.
Let's not do the sad ones. Let's do the happy ones. Yeah, the ones that make you feel good, even if they are like a little emotional. If it feels good, it feels good. Like, let us know. We want to hear them, and we want to communicate with you. Later on this week, we'll be building our gingerbread house, so that'll be fun.
I was thinking about that because I think we'll have to like build the base and let that dry.
Is that the way it works?
Yeah, because it won't. The frosting has to harden.
Oh, so we have to put it together. That's perfect. So we'll do it like tonight, and then let it sit, and then we'll play a mashup of Black Christmas music and your white people Christmas music. What?
That's fine.
What? You don't act like you'll be playing no fucking Buble.
I don't. You know that we've had this argument before.
You play some Buble.
I play 80s Christmas music.
Like whom?
Wham.
Okay.
Mariah Carey. That's like 80s-ish.
Okay.
Like all that catchy shit.
Yeah. And Buble.
No.
Buble.
I used to skip that song at Starbucks when it would come on.
Not all.
We would all skip it. We would all lose our mind. Someone would have to I remember I'd run in the back and jump on the chair because I couldn't reach the thing.
Right. Jump right on the chair and then turn up that Buble.
Oh, fuck
you. Well, I think that wraps it up for us today on Lulu and Pop. And I think the next episode you'll hear from us is the bonus episode.
Yes.
So sign up for our Patreon. You can get these new episodes for as little. We should probably change the pricing. I want to get people these new episodes for as little as $2 a month. So maybe we can figure something out there. Yeah. But yeah, sign up to our Patreon, and we recorded our first show with the film. What was the name of that fucking Christmas horror film?
A Christmas Horror Story.
A Christmas Horror Story, which was actually, if you want to hear Mark scream like a bitch,
and then thus making me scream like a bitch because you scared me.
Chill out. You scream like a bitch in the beginning. You were the first to start doing jump scares. the film was decent up until the end. I felt like the end didn't land as hard as I wanted it to, but it was interesting enough. And it wasn't It wasn't an anthology. They were very much connected.
Yeah, it was that. I had issues with that, but I mean, it was definitely, if you like horror movies and Christmas time, it's a good movie to watch.
Yep. All right, and with that, I think we're all set. Lauren, say goodbye.
Goodbye.